Hey guys, can you guys hear us? All right. I'll let Coach go ahead and talk about this afternoon's win.
Do Simmons' job here and adjust. Can you guys hear me?
We got you.
This chair won't go down. Government money, and they can't get a chair that goes up and down. Oh man, got a headache after that one. I mean, that was one of those games where we just knew we had to find a way to win. Cliche, but we knew it was not going to be easy. Air Force is significantly better than what they were last year. They played everybody tough. I mean, they've won a lot of games here at home, and we knew it was going to be a tough guard. I mean, the fact that you have to guard, on a quick turnaround. We didn't practice the day after we got back from Boise when Graham's playing 40, Maldo 40, the minutes our guys are playing, and the craziness of the schedule that we've embarked on. There's not a lot of time for practice, so we got to make sure we get our rest as well. And Air Force was under the same deal too. I mean, they traveled back from San Jose, but we didn't do anything that day. And then on a quick turnaround, you have to face an offense that changes everything you do defensively. And I thought our guys did a really good job of executing the defensive game plan. Obviously, you're never going to play perfect, and you're going to have some breakdowns here and there. But I thought really on a 36-hour turnaround, practicing yesterday at 10:30, a quick shoot around this morning really early. I mean, for our guys to really, digest what we were trying to do and understanding some of the concepts that we wanted to do from a defensive standpoint. I thought they did a really good job. I mean, it's a hard team to guard, and especially with their ability to shoot the ball. And then offensively, you have to, you got to face a matchup zone. And I thought for the most part, we did a good job. I mean, the amount of fouls, and I knew it was going to be a tough game for Graham, just knowing that the way that they defend and knowing that, Nick Jackson, 22, I mean, I've showed Graham 50 clips of him flopping and doing what he does. And it's just unfortunate when, that happens and you take out a player of the caliber of Graham. But, that's a good scouting report for Air Force, and give them credit for doing that. And it worked to a certain degree, but luckily Graham down the stretch made a couple big plays. But I thought overall, just a collective, really good team effort. Jeremiah Oden, we talked about winning the battle on the glass, having, won the battle at Boise +3 and turn around and to be +11 here and to get 15 offensive rebounds. And that helped offset those 13 turnovers we had. And so those are the type of things on the road, because you're never going to play your best. And on the road in this league, man, it's hard. It's really hard. And you just got to find ways to win games. And I thought our guys stuck together. And luckily there was 0.0001 seconds left after that, after the ball left Maldo's hand for it to go in.
Jeff, was there any doubt the way Maldo was carrying you guys offensively that the last play he would just take the shot?
What's that? You guys broke up on me there.
Was there any doubt the way Maldo was playing that he would get the last shot to try and bail out the win?
Yeah, I mean, in that situation where we had to go the length of the court, I mean, I had one timeout. I mean, we could have possibly advanced it and tried to bring it up, but in those situations, knowing that the other team doesn't want to foul, I mean, I just told Maldo to just get as far down the floor as possible, knowing we had the shooters in the corner, and then having Jo and Graham, basically just behind it, ready to offensive rebound. But we did a good job of getting it in. And then, Maldo had some momentum. That's why we had him take the ball out of bounds. He had some momentum coming downhill. And we work on that shot. I mean, that above the square shot, not necessarily from that far of distance, but that's a shot that we work on a bunch in terms of our finishing stuff. And it was good to see. I mean, that would have been a tough one to swallow where, they made a couple tough threes down the stretch to tie the game. And thankfully, I haven't been on the end of too many of those here lately, and to be on the right end, that was nice. It was a good feeling.
Jeff, how did you feel it was a game changer with Oden pulling down those two offensive rebounds and going and getting the and one there early in the or late?
Well, I mean, I just think over the course of the game, I mean, that's, the beauty of Jo is that he's always ready to go. Didn't play, probably played 17 minutes against Boise. And then in last year when we played these guys twice, I mean, he didn't play much. He struggled a little bit in terms of trying to understand what we were doing defensively. But, those are the things that I really tell him. Like if you go out and find a way to get 6 offensive rebounds, I mean, yeah, you're going to play 37 minutes a game. Those are the things that we talked about. It's not necessarily about, any of the points that he gets is a bonus, but, the ability to go get those offensive boards and make those winning plays, and to be able to use his length and his athleticism. I mean, that's what we need. And thankfully he's such a good kid that, some games that might be more, some games that might be less, but it never wavers in terms of his attitude or his work ethic.
Hey, Jeff, Air Force came in as one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the league. How big was it holding them to 25% and I think 0-9 to start the second half before those last two?
It was a big point of emphasis. I mean, if you're going to play Air Force, I mean, the way they're shooting, especially over the last 5 games, I mean, they're shooting the ball at a really high clip. And so a big part of what we wanted to do was, minimize the 3 attempts and making sure that certain guys shot. And I thought, our guys in terms of our 5s, which, they did a good job of really protecting the paint and baiting in their 5s into shooting. I think, between Mormon and Nick Jackson, I mean, they went 1 for 11 between the two of them. And so, they made a couple tough ones down the stretch, but if they don't make those, I mean, we did a tremendous job. And conversely, I mean, we got some open looks. It just, sometimes when you shoot the 3, and luckily this year, I mean, we don't live and die by the 3. I mean, the threes are just that's what, hopefully that's what stretches out games. And that's when we kind of got, we got it up 10 or our biggest lead, with 11 with 7:40 left is, we made a few threes, but they do a good job at taking away the 3. But, on a night like that where, we don't make shots, but that's why we're an inside out team where, we can get that ball inside. And if you probably look at our 2-point field goal percentage, you take away the 2 for 16, we shot a really high percentage from being close. And then, you go to the free throw line and you go there 27 times. And that's what we do. I mean, we get paint, we get baskets in the paint, and we get to the foul line. And when we're making threes, we're a tough guard.
Jeff, I saw you take a big blow over here during the alma mater, like big win. And how, with the way this race is going in the Mountain West, big one, right? I mean, you can't afford to lose to.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can't afford to lose to anyone, but it's, one of these deals where, our guys are human and you can't, we always say the next game is the most important game. And, even though we got the Sheep coming to, the Dome of Doom on Monday, and hopefully we'll see an environment there that maybe we haven't seen in a long, long, long time. And hopefully hopefully Cowboy, the Polk Nation will understand that. And there is not to be like down here, and a big shout out to Polk Nation for showing up down here in Colorado Springs. It was almost like a home crowd. I mean, it was great seeing the gold in the stands. Maybe there might've been more gold than blue, but there better not be a lot of green in the Dome of Doom on Monday. And that's a challenge to everybody in Laramie. That's everybody in Cheyenne, everybody in the state that, we need. I mean, I'm not sure when the last time that place has been sold out, but man, it would sure be nice to have 12,000 people there on Monday. It'll be a hell of a college basketball game.
Jeff, the border war is a big game, no matter what the team's records are. What does it mean this year where both teams are in contention for the Mountain West title? I'm not sure how many times that's happened.
Well, I mean, we're still, as I told the guys, I mean, we're only 6 games in. We've only played 33% of our schedule. And so the next game is the most important one. I mean, it doesn't matter whether that's Colorado State or San Jose State, Fresno State, doesn't matter. I mean, the next game is the most important one. But last year with COVID, without really fans, even though we were able to have a few fans, I mean, last year we were just all trying to survive. But, now, it's on. I mean, it's on. So it's time for, we have no excuses. I know they won't have any excuses. They got a very good team. Those guys do, Coach Medved and staff do a great job with them, but our guys will be ready to go just like theirs. But looking forward to a real border war come Monday. But like I said, let's see 12,000 people in there on Monday. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joe. All right, guys, we got Maldo here. Ryan, go ahead, start us off.
Hunter, I know you've played Air Force a lot in your career and you've been down here before for homecomings, but is this one you're going to remember for a long time, just the way it ended?
Yeah, obviously. It was a special ending, obviously. I think this is the most people I've ever had come watch me, especially my sophomore year. They came down pretty much in full force, but after COVID and not a lot of people being able to come see me, it was definitely something special and definitely something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Hunter, can you walk us through that last sequence?
Yeah. Well, first off, I threw it to Jo and then came and got it back. They trapped me and hit it out of bounds. And obviously I knew it was going to be our ball back. So I told coach, like, it's going to be our ball. And He just drew up to get the ball and start getting downhill a little easier because we knew they were trapping it and trying to get it out of my hands. So I didn't make the last play. So I threw it in. Obviously went and got the ball back, and then I saw both of them coming to get me. And I knew if I could just shake one of them and drive the seam, I was probably going to be a little quicker just with how long I am. And so opened up on that right side and pushed the ball as far as I could, and then got to about the 3-point line. And and I could hear the bench saying there's about 1.5 seconds left, 1 second left when I looked up. And so then I just realized the lane was going to be completely open. They didn't want to foul me. So no one was in front of me, and they were going to come over to try to block it, obviously. And so went up high off the glass because I knew with the time running down, I had to get it up a little quicker than I wanted to. I wasn't going to be able to get all the way to the backboard. And that far away, if I did try to just do a regular layup, it'd probably skip over the front of the rim. And so high off the glass is something we've worked on all summer with Wicks and the guards. And so for me, it's when no one's in front of you, it's pretty easy and something we do every single day. And so work just kind of paid off. And as you can see, ended up going in.
Waldo had a nice crowd out at AA last week, and then obviously Colorado State coming in, Mountain West title implications. How excited are you just kind of thinking ahead to what that matchup's going to be and what that environment could look like?
Yeah, I think it's going to be great this year, obviously, with two powerhouses coming in with us and them coming in. It's going to be a fun game, and obviously we need all our fans there to cheer us on with it being at home. But I think we're both, one loss in the conference. So this is a pretty big game for us. But then at the end of the day, it's a rivalry game. So it is going to be a little bigger, but it's still just a game. We got to go out there and execute and do what we do. Because at the end of the day, if we do what we do and stick to our habits, we put ourselves in a good position.
Aldo, with Graham getting in foul trouble today and the threes not going down like they normally do for you guys, did you kind of feel like you needed to carry the load offensively today?
No, not necessarily. I think with the threes not falling and Graham in foul trouble, it opened it up a little bit more for me, and the ball was going to be in my hands a little more. But at the end of the day, it wasn't like, okay, now I got to go take over. It was just more of see what's open, and if they're not going to double me, I mean, I've done it all season and go to work in the post, obviously. And if they do double, then kick it out to my shooters and just trust that they will hit that shot.
Just curious, Hunter, did Colorado State come after you at all?
No, it was Eustace was there when I was in high school, and he didn't recruit in Colorado.
That's what I was wondering, if they did recruit you, and I guess if you ever thought about going there.
Yeah, I wanted to go there, but they didn't recruit me. And I actually went to team camp there twice or 3 times in high school just to try to get them to look. And obviously I was one of the better players in Colorado, but like I said, Larry Eustace was the coach there, and he didn't really recruit. He was more of transfers or JUCO guys.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Congrats, Hunter.
Thank you.